So I did a video probably about 3 weeks ago where I was talking about this property in downtown Milwaukee that asked me to do a 3-hour event for them for their staff party. 150 people. They were asking for microphones and some back-end support and some lighting. And I turned them down because what they were doing is asking me to do it for a complimentary 2-night stay at their property. And I'm not interested in staying at their property. It's 3 miles from my house. It's just not a good deal for me. But it got me thinking today, for some weird reason. I was thinking, what would it cost me to go down there and stay for 2 nights retail? Not a cool deal on Travelocity or Expedia or Groupon or anything else. What would it cost me to go down there and stay at their property full price? I looked it up. It looks like $132 a night. So 2 nights at $132 is what, $264? That's what they had valued my service at. $264 to go down there and perform for 3 hours. That doesn't even cover my costs because you got to figure rental, you got to figure out of pocket, and annual. Now granted, my out of pocket wouldn't be much because it's close to the house, but my annual adds up and so does my rental charge. Not only that, but I haven't paid myself yet. So you figure it's going to be around $550, $600 cost to go down there. On paper, I mean real numbers. Let's say I wanted to pay myself $600. So that would put the value of my services retail, without any breaks or discounts or anything, at $1,150. And they were going to give me retail $264 worth of vouchers. Not a good deal. Now, if they wanted to make it a sweet deal, they would have offered me at least enough comps to compensate for my retail price to do the event. But they didn't do that. They just valued me at $264 and thought that was okay. The other thing you got to take into consideration when you enter into a barter situation like this is, especially in the service industry, this does not include tip. A friend of mine did an event for a restaurant recently, and they paid him in vouchers for meals, and it was a nice place. I went there with them, and it did not include tip. So I think our vouchers added up to be $220. The total for 3 of us to eat was, I think, around $250. So we had to make up that $30 plus do like a 20% tip on top of that. That got me thinking too. What if I were to demand a tip at my retail price at 20% as well? Well, they wouldn't do that. That would be uncalled for. Oh no, we're not going to do that. But I'm expected to tip the 20% when I cash in the vouchers. That doesn't sound fair. So you really got to think about these barter deals before you enter into them. I think that we get scammed a lot. The other thing people say is, well, you can do it for exposure. And, you know, there are times where, you know, maybe you do get exposure. Most of the time, most DJs would agree with this. You don't get exposure. It's just a way to get your services for free. And they don't really care about your services because they didn't pay for them. But just hypothetically, what if you were to say to them, you know what, I'm interested, and I'll tell you what I'll do. If I can get at least 4 clients from your event, from exposure, within the next 2 months, it's absolutely free. But if I can't get those clients, then you're going to have to pay me my asking price. Guarantee you they won't do that. Because what they want to do is put all the risk on you. You're taking 100% of the risk here. You're doing all the work for a hypothetical exposure that probably won't happen. They won't put anything on the line for it, but they're asking you to put everything on the line for it. And the other thing I've thought about were charities. Because there are charities out there that say, hey, it's for charity, it's a nonprofit, could you do this event for us? There are events out there that do great work. And a lot of folks, including myself, will go out and do these events occasionally. But I think what you have to do is pick your charity, because you can't give to everybody. Now, if the Cancer Association calls me, I've got nothing against cancer research, but my cause, obviously, is stroke. Stroke research. That's my cause. So maybe taking this free cancer gig isn't the way to go. Maybe I should hold out and save my charity work for the charity that I am actually a part of. Just a thought. You can't go out and do every charity event for every single cause. And by the way, just before your heartstrings get pulled on this stuff, Nonprofits doesn't mean people don't make money at these charities. That's just a tax designation. People are still getting paid who work there. Then it's not all a volunteer thing. There are volunteers, but it's not all volunteer. Somebody there is getting paid, and the profits that this organization makes pay them. So don't get confused there. But anyway, just a quick video. I wanted to throw it out there today. Be careful if you're entering into a barter situation or a gigging for exposure thing or even a charity thing. Just use some caution and think about making it fair. You've got to make it fair. So that's it. Oh, one more thing. This hotel that called me, the ball was in their court. If you think about it logically, if I would have called them and said, hey, look, I want to stay 2 nights at your hotel. Can I DJ for this? They would expect a few gigs to do that. They wouldn't want me to go in there and do 1 gig and get 2 nights stay, which still isn't fair, but they would. The ball would be in my court to make this enticing for them. So if they contact you, they're asking you for your services. They need to make it real enticing for you. And yeah, the 2 nights just wasn't going to cut it. And that's it. What do you think? Let me know down here. Practice and enjoy.